Excellent. Welcome to TimeBolt Office Hours on August 11, 2022 with Doug and Quinston. We are live to answer your questions, check your workflows, and make sure that you get the best out of TimeBolt. Check your workflows. And we've got some brand new, exciting new product announcements to talk about today. But first, I'd like to go ahead and get to Khan. We are, Quinston, will you go ahead and tell us about this Resolve plugin that you created and what we're going to be testing here with Khan?
So I'll just show it. Show a demo reasonably quick, not the fastest. So this is Resolve. So I just want to show a demo of how the plugin would work. I've already loaded up a video inside of TimeBolt, and you can save a JSON file. So you do it by saving the JSON file. So it works by taking this JSON file clip, this file, and then applying the same cuts on the file in DaVinci Resolve. So for example, I have the JSON file here, exported. I'll right click, I'll import the file, whichever file I want. Let's say is this one. I import the file and straight up, the idea is to have the plugin installed. You go into workspace, you go into scripts, comp, and there's this file. If you install it, you'll have this file over here. Click on it. This pop-up opens up. Now, one thing you can do over here is if you have multiple clips, you have a drop-down, right? If you have multiple clips, you can select which clip you want to apply the cuts to, the JSON file to. And then you also have this checkbox, which allows you to keep all cuts if you don't want the cuts to be removed. So in TimeBolt, when you export a JSON file, it exports the entire timeline. The red parts come with the remove tag, and the green parts come with the keep tag. So if you check this box, it doesn't cut out the remove parts. It keeps them in the timeline. So I can have this on or off. I'll keep this off for now. I'll click on this button, apply JSON file. It's on the desktop. My JSON file is over here, video.mp4.json. I click on this, I click open, and it basically populates the entire timeline with so it creates a new one. The new timeline has the name TL for timeline. It has the file name, and then it has a number to count which the iteration of the file. So 0 is the first file. If you apply this again, it will create a second timeline, and so it will be called TL video MP4.1. So if you keep applying the JSON file, it just keeps creating multiple timelines. At this moment, we just need one timeline, so we'll just delete this and just if you go in the timeline, you'll see that it's cut the way it was in TimeBolt. Okay, yeah. So that's the demo.
And it's cut the way it is in TimeBolt. And so now, can you move? So are they linked?
Yeah, they're linked.
So like if you pull drag handle one of those things.
Yeah, I can do that. See?
Okay. That was a big problem that we solved, or that you just solved this plugin, correct?
Yeah, so this plugin is intended to solve this problem. It can be used for multicam, but we haven't optimized the plugin for multicam right now. We will be doing that shortly. So the next version that will come out will probably have like some sort of multicam integration where if you have multiple cameras and you have a single audio file, we'll create a mechanism to essentially have multiple cameras that you can process and sync up. So yeah, I mean, this version does not focus on that. You can still do it. It's not focused on that right now. Right now, it's focused on making sure these clips are linked
up,
because that seems to be a major problem right now.
And so how would you see in the future, now that these are linked up, would it be just an update to the plugin?
Yeah, you just have to replace the file.
Yes. Like let's say we come up with a multicam or an update to this after we come out of beta. How is the plugin updated?
You just override the existing file. You just take the file from TimeBolt, the same link, it'll be the same link, you download it and just override the existing file. Okay, so let's get to the issue that is the integration right now. Khan has some issues with the integration, so let's just get to that.
Yeah, so question for you is, were any changes made to the TimeBolt software itself? No, okay. So when I did the test with the beta file, I used it with an existing JSON file.
Let's see the output and let's see what happens. Because if it's an issue, if it's not working, then obviously right now it's in testing phase, so I'm not saying that it'll work every single time. If there are some issues, then we'll have to fix them.
Okay, so let me go to the file first. So I have the file, there a version in here that you can actually see it. So I have the file there. The issue for me is that when I go to scripts,
yeah, you don't get an option there.
Yeah.
Are there any permissions? Can you click on workflow integration? In workspace, can you go to the bottom and click on workflow integration? Okay. Can you go to Fusion? This button over here, Fusion at the top. Yeah. Now go to see import. Okay. Now go to workspaces. Okay. This is okay. 1 second. Let me just check something. You have restarted that DaVinci Resolve from last time, right? Can you do it once again? Just restart the app. I'm sure you have done it before, but I just want to make sure.
I'm just using an untitled project here.
Okay, that's fine. Can you open the developer folder again? Documentations, develop. 1 second. Can you go back a couple of steps? Can you a little bit more? I think you'll have to go to something like that.
No.
Yeah, this should work actually. Was this by default here?
Yeah, that's just default. This purposes,
Can you select which interpreter it is? GUI.
unless it's GUI.
Doug, do you have DaVinci installed?
I do.
Can you like do the same thing? Just double click on that section on the entire project.
Or you just want to run with my cursor?
Yeah, that's fine. Just go to workspace. Oh, sorry, help section, help, and then go to the developer. Oh yeah, developer.
Yep, right here.
And no, it's Fusion. So in the no, not here. The first one, yeah, here. The Fusion. Then go to scripts and go to comp. So here you put that file, the file that you should download. So I'll send you a link to that.
You gonna send it through chat? All right, so I've got it downloaded. How do I get it into here?
Yeah, you go into that folder we opened up and just copy it in that section. Yeah, in that folder, Fusion. Fusion. Then you have scripts, then comp, and then paste it here. But you need to change the name. If there were one attached at the end, just change the name and remove that one with the space.
Okay, like that?
Yeah. Now just go to resolve.
Okay.
Workspace. Okay. If you click on Fusion, go outside. At the bottom, there's like at the bottom, there's a bar, right? With like 7 icons.
Right. Okay.
So, click the fourth one. Now try going to workspace. There's no, okay. Go back to edit. Go back to edit. No, at the bottom, the third section, the third button. Yeah. Now go to workspace. So if Doug's laptop also has the same issue, we at least have something we can work with. Okay. Can you restart resolve once? Okay. Workspace. Fusion. The fourth one.
Fourth one.
So and then back to the third one. So the DaVinci has its quirks. You have to go to the fourth one, then the third one, and then workspace, scripts. Okay. So yeah, I think it's the same issue with his computer also. Do you guys have an M1?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, both of you have an M1. Okay, that's interesting actually. Because my laptop is not an M1. My laptop is an Intel. At least it's replicable. Now I can work with Doug and fix this. Yeah.
Perfect. Is working perfectly, and so it's not hindering my workflow. So
awesome.
I know you guys are on top of the ball too, so you need to do, and I thank you guys.
Yeah, I want this workflow would be much easier for you because you won't have to go through the linking issue. We want to get this out as soon as possible because we don't want that linking issue to exist. So that's why we're concentrating on this part.
And I do quite a bit of multicam as well, so
yeah. Exactly.
There, it'll all work out. So
nice,
awesome. We'll get back to you soon then.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Con. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, Tom.
All right.
So, we're back to you. We're talking about your Camtasia workflow and how to optimize it, and you're shooting right now with their Camtasia Capture tool. Is that correct? And
yeah. So first, if it's okay, I just want to do. So I kind of do two kinds of edits. So one, sometimes I'm showing. So I'm a tutor. So sometimes I'll be showing like a math problem, and there I'm doing, screen recording and camera simultaneously. But sometimes I do, what do they call it? Like roll A, roll B, or something like that. Like
B-roll, yeah.
B-roll and A-roll, yeah. So like I think this is the A-roll, right? So I do that sometimes separate, and then come in and do B-roll to match what I'm doing, right?
Correct.
So this scenario where I'm just doing A-roll and B-roll separate, I think TimeBolt's going to be perfect for it because I can already see the benefits of it. But I just want to make sure when I'm doing this, I'm following the process right. So let's say I record it from my camera, I transfer it to my computer. Once I have that I just dragged it into TimeBolt. So directly from the MP4, or am I first supposed to put it into Camtasia? First Camtasia?
Yeah. No. This is fine. So I'll just explain what the process is with Camtasia. So if you have not recorded this with Camtasia, then there will be no sync issue. But there is a sync issue which happens like if you record with Camtasia and create a TREC file, and then that TREC file you convert to an MP4, and that MP4 you put into TimeBolt, and if it's longer than 10 minutes, there is a sync issue which happens when you render it from TimeBolt. Now, we are still like,
okay. My videos are always right under 10 minutes.
No, it's not there. That's not the point. So what happens is that you have the recording, which is not. It's not recorded with Camtasia, right? You have a camera.
This one, no. So first,
okay,
we can talk about the screen recording thing after.
So to get around that sync issue, what we did was we created a plugin, an export mechanism, which alters the save file for Camtasia. So what you do is now just open Camtasia once, and let's just run it through on this file itself. So if you open Camtasia and import this same file.
Okay, I don't think there's any like sync issue with with the visual and the audio.
So I'll tell you I'll show you the workaround, and then I'll tell you when it happens, if it happens, because with this export mechanism, it doesn't happen. There is no sync issue.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah,
can't.
it only
What you're
happens
saying
if
is
you
Tom.
render
What
the
you're
video.
saying is Tom. You just can't get to. Are you quite like? I just want to make sure that we're answering your specific question because you're saying you don't have a sync issue. We'll talk about that sync issue and how to avoid one in the future. But like, what is it that you want to know about like right now?
Yeah. So the first thing is, so if I'm just doing like this is a perfect example of, let's say I already did the video for it and everything in the editing, but if I took a video like this that I obviously have pauses and stuff like that I would want to run through TimeBolt, and it's short, it's only like a 3-minute video, but if I want to run it through there, then put it in Camtasia, and
Okay.
assuming I haven't done any B-roll, and then I'll do B-roll to kind of
Got
like
it. Got it.
match with it. So I don't think that would have
Understood.
any sync
So,
issues.
so your question is, what's the best workflow to work with Camtasia with your video and TimeBolt?
Yeah, I don't even know how to get it in here. To be
Okay,
honest. Like,
got it.
the
So
one
okay,
point-
let's do that. Okay, now
Yeah.
click on import media and get it to video in here. The same video which you put in TimeBolt.
So, but the uncut version, is that right?
The uncut
Or the-
version, yes, the uncut
Okay.
version. The
Okay, so
same
this-
video you put in TimeBolt, the inputs for both the videos, right?
Okay.
Now drag it onto track 1 and make sure it starts at
Yeah.
Okay. Now create a save file.
So how do I do that? So then
Control S, just like a save file. Create a normal save file. Command
okay.
S, Control S. Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in here. And okay, so
Call it test or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Now go to TimeBolt and scroll to the bottom. Even yeah. So that you see that option over there, TSC PROJ.
yep.
Yeah. Click on that. Okay. Now select your save file.
Okay. That's the Zoom call.
Yeah, it'll go inside. Done. You're done. Now click on this, the first one. It'll open a folder and double click on the Camtasia thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
double click on that file. So
I did,
click on
but is it because it's
Camtasia link.
open maybe?
Yeah,
Oh, there.
it's loading up. Yeah,
Okay. But so I put it in a bunch of clips, right?
that's the cuts. So those are the cuts which were created in TimeBolt. All the cuts are available. You can change them the way you want to, play with them, whatever you want to do.
Oh, okay.
It's non-destructive.
So the question I have, I kind of liked like, for example, when in TimeBolt, like I noticed I could choose, I liked the option of being able to choose maybe some, let me give you an example actually. Like, let's say there's times where I'll mess up, so I'll like get up and it'll catch me. So let's say I wanted to cut this out or whatever it might be, or like doing the split. I liked seeing how I was able to do split and then maybe just choose to cut this part or like those different things. Wouldn't I do that in TimeBolt, or now you're saying?
Yeah.
No, so the idea
hold
is
on,
that once
hold on.
you're finished editing in TimeBolt, so once you're done, like you're finished editing in TimeBolt, you take the cuts and you put it in Camtasia, add your B-roll and render the video out.
What he's asking, I believe. Hold on. What he's asking, I believe, is Tom. You're saying you're wanting to know like how to use TimeBolt to completely edit your timeline before you export it to Camtasia, right?
Yeah, because I think we took the uncut version and
Yeah.
already put it in Camtasia.
No,
instead
this
of-
is not the uncut version. This is the cut version. The Camtasia has the cut version. If you see the clips are the same ones. So the green clips, which are there in green, are available in Camtasia. The red ones are not there.
But when did we ever? I don't think we ever downloaded this. Like what I put into Camtasia was.
TimeBolt does it for you. So when you take the video in TimeBolt automatically cuts the video, right?
Yeah.
And those cuts are sent to Camtasia. So it's not the original video. That was just the save file. The original video has been cut up. So just do one thing. Just play the video in Camtasia.
Okay.
I think just play the video and you'll see what I mean.
Okay. So it is the cuts. You're right.
Right,
Okay,
and start a
then
new
that's-
project as an MP4, right?
Okay,
Because
so that makes sense. Okay, so this is perfect. You guys answered this like part 1 of 2 questions. That's perfect. So I think like for even though Camtasia's doesn't seem like as he is Premiere Pro with TimeBolt, like that nice transition, this is an easy workaround for sure. So I'm good with that part. So when I do instead of
So
let's say,
before you finish, let me just give you like how to remember this, because obviously you're going to be doing this a while, right? So just
Yeah.
remember this in this way. You have to create a save file, give that save file to TimeBolt, and then alter the save file. You have to think about these 3 things. The step 1 is create a save file.
which means my recording is what you're saying.
Yeah, so you import the video and drag it onto track 1. That's creating the save file.
And that was before I did any of the edits. in
Exactly.
TimeBolt, or- Oh.
So yeah, so no. So you finish the editing in TimeBolt, and then you
Okay.
start the process of Camtasia. So
Yeah, yeah.
Camtasia, you look at it in 2 different steps. The first is you finish TimeBolt processing,
Yeah.
you make the cuts in TimeBolt, do everything there, and then when you're ready to import into Camtasia, you start with Camtasia. So
Got
in
it.
Camtasia, the first step is to create the save file. How do you create the save file? You import the video and drag it onto track 1. That's it. That's the save file. And Control S, you save that file. And then you come into TimeBolt, scroll down, click on TRC PROJ, go to that save file, and double click on it. And that's it.
Okay, so that makes sense. So just the clarification that was, I think, throwing me off is that even though it's the same file, like obviously this is in TimeBolt, it's the one with all the cuts. The one that I'm actually dragging into Camtasia once I'm actually done with the cuts is the original uncut one.
Yeah, so what Camtasia does is, Camtasia works a little differently from other products. The way Camtasia does it is, instead of creating just the save file with the path to that project, Camtasia takes that file you have, copies the file to a different location, puts the save file next to it, and then encloses that in a different file. That's why you have to double click in it. And then when you double click, you have that file over there, right? So it copies the existing file next to the file.
That's crazy.
So it's two copies. It creates two copies.
I don't know how you guys figured that out, but okay, got it. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. And then the other question. So let's say, okay, if it's cool, I'll give you the example. Like this morning I recorded, these are tutorials on how to work out like a specific problem. Like they're short, couple-minute videos. So like, and I did it in Camtasia, and you know how it gives a separate like video versus the screen. So that I can, like, would I treat these as two separate files when I try to put it in? No.
No, you're still gonna have to render.
Unfortunately, TREC. So this is a TREC file. This is not a save file. So there are two types of files which Camtasia exports, as far as I know. One is the TSC PROJ file, and one is a TREC file. So TREC file is a proprietary format that Camtasia has. We can't interact with TREC from a company perspective, and also because we don't know how it works internally. So we can't interact with the TREC.
Camtasia's not going to tell us. I mean,
yeah, Camtasia won't tell us, and even if they do, there are probably like legal reasons why we can't, copyrights and stuff like that.
Okay.
So the best workaround, as like, if you are not going to move the camera around the camera section of your face, if you're not going to move that section around, I'd say just like put it in one section, one corner, and render the video out, make it an MP4, and then start your process of putting it into TimeBolt, because that will still because even if you do that, it'll still save you time, because you won't have to edit the entire.
It won't matter where, like, as long as it ends up as a single MP4, you can stop talking, put your face in a new location if you change slides or something like that, and then start talking. But once that renders a single MP4, wherever your face is when you start talking is where that's going to show up. And same with, can you explain, like, when you do capture like this, what is it that you're using about their capture that you're like, I want to use Camtasia's capture tool?
No, nothing in particular. Just trying to understand the technical, like the process of how to do it. So, I mean, something I do like, for example, let's say I'm doing one of these, and maybe, I guess in this case, I'm working on the same one question the whole time. So it's not like my camera needs to move positions, but something I like to do is, for example, do one of these where I'll put in, so that if I wanted to make it like a circle, right? Do one of those.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm guessing if I do it, obviously I would edit and everything, but if I do it in TimeBolt, my guess is that it would be like rectangular, right? Which is fine, but
you can do it pre-rendering. So you can do this, you can do this, and then render it into MP4. Like at the end of the day, TimeBolt just needs an MP4. So whether you have a circle face or you have a square face, it doesn't really matter, right? You can just render an MP4.
Well, I think we're talking about using TimeBolt for the capture as well, and what trade-offs there might be, because if he just used TimeBolt for the capture, you're also not having to go through that second stage of having to render out an MP4, right? It's saved right to your computer, so that just saves probably 15, 20, 30 minutes of wait time.
Can I see what that? So if I go in,
there you go.
It's here, right? Screen recorder.
Mm-hmm.
I click this. Is that right?
Yep.
I don't think it'll let me because I'm in Zoom, but if I tap my video on Zoom, maybe. So I go here. Okay. So what are the options as far as, like, can I change the size, the format,
Go ahead and pull the drag.
It has a snap key.
Yeah, you can. So that'll move it. Just go ahead and click around. You're not going to hurt anything.
And it goes in the different places. So.
And then you've got a full screen, and you can pull it, drag it down, make it smaller, turn it.
Can you put it in a location other than the corners?
Go for it. Pull it.
Yeah, you can drag it. You can drag it.
Oh, drag it. But I'm like clicking on it, but it's
like click on it, double click on it.
Oh, it's not moving?
It doesn't.
Okay.
No, and then this would do full, of course. So let me go.
Huh? I've never seen it where it doesn't.
Yeah,
we're like, just drag it, goddammit.
I mean, this is still a work in progress. We haven't that's why we have beta written next to it because you're still working
Yeah,
on this. But
that's
the
fair.
idea is that this would also be one of like the fact that you can control the camera and not have it be just part of the video, and you can actually have it being live. Live, you can move it around in your feed is, I mean, we think it's valuable, but obviously it needs a little bit more work. We are trying to prioritize it. You
So
can
in
also
the
try some.
meantime, in the meantime, can you show me? So let's say I feel good about where my face is. I know that that's fine. So what do I do to turn it into an MP4?
You
Are you talking about in TimeBolt or Camtasia?
No, Camtasia.
I guess Camtasia first so that I can run it into TimeBolt.
Yeah, so you render it out. So you just like you render any of the video, you just render it out and put it in a TimeBolt. I don't know exactly how Camtasia works with this, but there's probably a way of converting a TREC to.
Well, it's just
No,
a
but
share
if you're
button.
making changes to the TREC file, then you probably need to render it out, right?
Yeah, see that export button? That's the one that just exports an MP4.
Yeah, I mean you can just export an MP4 as I think that's
So from over here, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like if you are making changes to the TREC file, then you have to like do the regular export, because if he's adding an oval shape to it, which means he's altering the. So I think it'll be just a standard MP4 export.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from here, right? Local file.
Yeah, local file, just export the video.
Okay. Let's try that. Okay. It's a short video, so it should be pretty quick. And then once I do any edits in TimeBolt and I put it back into Camtasia, like you probably noticed, like even the formatting, I would want to probably enlarge it or do different things so that I'm cutting out or maybe cropping some parts of the video or whatever it may be.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. They're non-destructible cuts. You can change the cuts however you please. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Don't forget to
the
punch
video
it.
is not rendered, right?
So as you can see, this takes even this Quincy, even as you can see, even this short video like this takes a boatload of time.
Yeah,
if we can get capture, or I mean, our goal is to be able to capture. It's a little bit of improvement to the UI. It's just a couple little additions like made to the functionality, being able to capture screen 1 and screen 2. But at the end of this thing, you hit stop. It's already rendering right to your desktop, and we'll make it to where it auto pushes right into TimeBolt, so you don't even have like messing around with multiple files, right? It's like one quick linear workflow.
And in the meantime, you can also use like something like OBS or like
yeah.
So OBS is a great tool, and there's also something called Loom. So I think Loom records. Oh, yeah. So I think Loom records the videos in a circle by default.
It's
like
true.
Yeah.
It's
so
true.
And Loom's also great because then I don't know if it's like paid or free. I don't know their plans or what their offerings are. But I think I think for local files you can use it for free. I'm not sure about that exactly.
But that's a good point. I didn't think about that because if I'm
OBS is also pretty fantastic.
Which one? So OBS what's different about it from Loom? Do you know?
So OBS is great because it's very popular, and a lot of people rely on it like from an industrial level. Like it's very robust and it rarely breaks down. So I would recommend OBS if you're doing anything screen recording. And
world's best free capture tool. That's what they are.
It's the best free capture tool. I mean, it's the most robust free capture tool. Yeah, you can have multiple cameras. You can have scenes. So when people do live streams, right, they use OBS because you can do streams. So so you can have multiple scenes and you can switch between scenes while you are in recording. So you can, instead of like, so a lot of customers, what they do is instead of them having to create multiple files, what they do is they use OBS, connect multiple sections to the OBS, connect multiple sections to the OBS, the cameras, and they essentially switch between cameras while they're recording.
Oh, I get what you mean. Okay. So maybe they have a camera coming from over here, and then they have a camera directly.
Exactly.
The editing process is when they determine when they want which camera to be showing, or what?
No, that's that's live on air edits, right? I mean, that's decisions you're making live on air, what camera you're going to be at when you're talking. So then that way, after you publish out of OBS, what you've got is a 40-minute long video, and now you throw it in the TimeBolt, and all the time that you just stop talking to transition to a new slide doesn't really exist in TimeBolt because you don't have to watch that in preview, right? So that's how it makes it really fast linear workflow. So just start talking once all your scenes are up, because that's when the scene switches anyway in TimeBolt.
That's really
good. OBS is really awesome because of these reasons. And I mean, it can also like get you into the habit of maybe you want to do live streams in the future. Maybe some of your students are on Twitch, maybe you want to do live streams but being accustomed to something like OBS does make a lot of sense when you work in video, because OBS is such a versatile tool.
How do they function if it's free? It's fully free.
Yeah. It's open source and free.
Oh wow.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
How they function.
Yeah. I think that because I'm on so many things right now, I think it's going extra slow. But but it would be the same idea, right? That if I use...
Yeah, you get an MP4 file, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
by just exporting it,
Yeah.
and then once I have
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
put it in here, and then from there, would it be the same thing to put it in Camtasia? I would do the TSC project.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Oh no, so TSC project, yes. So you won't have to go through the TREC project thing, where TREC file, and then you have to change it, because you can do ovals and stuff in OBS directly. So you won't have to go through all that anyway.
All right, so we do have somebody else on the line. Tom,
yeah.
does this answer your question? You should be good to go.
It does. Just the last thing you said, Quinston, I wouldn't have to do what you said. Like if I used
The
it.
oval thing, we did the
Because
oval
it
thing, right?
automatically does it like that.
Yeah, because you can set up OBS such that it records the oval camera on its own, like do a mask. I think you can do a mask directly. So when you export the MP4, you get the mask automatically attached. Like you don't have to like do it manually. It's already in the settings because you created a scene for that.
Oh,
So you
that's
create a
perfect.
scene, that scene will be set up as it is, and every time you go and you want to record a video, you just click on that scene, you start recording, and the oval's already there. Like you don't have to do it post.
Okay, cool. Thanks,
So Tom,
guys.
make sure you update TimeBolt when the update comes out, because I'm not sure if it's working right now, but speed ramps are the update is included with the new Camtasia. So be looking for that any day now. We could probably just send you a link or something right now to get the latest version of TimeBolt. And
perfect.
yeah, so that update's coming out real soon. And don't forget about Punch, okay? Make sure you, like, I don't know if you've click the letter P, go into TimeBolt and just start clicking the letter P and hold Alt or Option and your arrow keys, and you will be like, holy shit, this is amazing, right? Like, because now you can punch in, zoom around on different parts of your screen when you're given a tutorial to accentuate, numbers or parts on your screen, and do it all inside TimeBolt. It'll save you a boatload of time, and you'll love it.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. I'll definitely do that. And then, Doug, how quick do you upload these? So I'll have this as like my instruction to follow back.
Within a week. Within a week. It's a real busy week. This week. But I'll try and get something up this weekend for sure. Tom.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it.
And I'll post it in our community forum. Okay.
Yep, that sounds great.
All right,
Thank
Tom. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Mr. X, how you doing? Welcome to TimeBolt Office Hours.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to make a joke there from last week. I mean, this is John
Yeah,
again, but
John.
Oh, is it the
no,
secret
don't say
dude?
my last name.
The one I couldn't-
Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh my god.
That's what I thought. I was like, you remind me of this dude. Should have had this name last week. That's
Yeah,
funny.
you can't. It popped up at the beginning, but I thought, oh, I don't know. But yeah,
Okay, so this is the file, Camtasia file over here. This is the one I got from TSC PROJ. We'll click on this. So it did work on mine.
was that a WAV file? Was that a
Yeah, it was a
single
WAV file. Yeah, it's a single
Oh,
WAV
look at
file.
that! It was. Yeah, I'll try it
So
again.
Yeah, maybe what you should. I don't know if you have the latest version of TimeBolt, because there was a thing that happened. So when Camtasia updated from 2021 to 2022, they made a lot of changes in their save file format, the way they saved the files. So the previous versions of TimeBolt didn't really get updated.
Okay.
So if you don't have the latest version, you probably do. I mean, I don't know, because TimeBolt updates automatically, so you probably have the latest version. But on the TimeBolt download section, there's 4.5.4 release. So
Okay.
just make sure you update to 4.5.4, because this version definitely has the new updated save file mechanics for Camtasia. So
All right.
just make sure that that's there. But yeah, I think MP3 files have some issues. I wouldn't say MP3 files are safe to use. They would work, but I wouldn't recommend them. I would
Oh
recommend
yeah, I don't
using
want
WAV
to use
files.
MP. Yeah, I don't want to use MP3s. Yeah, that's perfect, because that's what I want, exactly what I want to be able to do, what I was trying to do, and I don't think I have the latest version, though, for some reason. But
Just try it out. We're always here to help, so just try it out. And if you have any issues, just reach out. Like no problems.
I think that's gonna. I think that'll fix it. Actually, that looks like that'll fix it. So that'll be the answer to all my problems.
Yeah.
Excellent. Quinston tends to have that effect on people.
Oh yeah.
So good deal. So Mr. X, it sounds like we've got your question handled. Make sure you get
You say John. I just went.
John, I don't want to cut that out. You're like, listen, you just used my name. This whole video is null and void. I will sue you into oblivion.
It's not like super spy. I mean,
I will hack your
whatever.
IPs.
It's just the way we were talking, and then I thought if they heard that, they would think that I'm sharing their stuff, and it's whatever. So
awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us. And it does sound like that's about it. Khan, thanks again for joining us for TimeBolt Office Hours as well. And that's it for TimeBolt Office Hours on August 11, 2022 with Doug and Quinston. If you like the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and of course, we go live with important stuff all the time. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And we're out of time. Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.